At first, the headline crossed and pre-market Uber was down some 6%. But actually, tomorrow, after the deadline, if you're in London and want to get an Uber, you can still do because they will appeal it. And you were telling me that during the appeal period, they can still operate.
Exactly. It'll be business as usual, at least as far as drivers and riders are concerned for the foreseeable future. Uber has said it will appeal, and it had 21 days to do so, but it said this morning that it's going to. And as long as an appeal process is in process, then it can continue to operate. If it loses its appeal, which could be months down the line, it could still take it all the way up to the Supreme Court. That could take years. So at least in the immediate future, there should be little change, at least on the streets of London.
So what is TfL taking issue with?
Well, one of the main issues all centres around the app. So essentially, it's been possible, and there's been evidence of this happening, that a unlicensed driver, or maybe a driver that once had a licence and had it revoked, was able to use another driver's app. So essentially, you're driving in an uninsured vehicle, and that's massively against policy. So there's massive changes needed to the app, still needed, apparently.
I thought the chief executive had done quite a lot to ensure safety of passengers.
He's done a lot, and TfL acknowledged that the improvements have been made, but I think as they've gone through the last couple of years, since the last announcement of a ban, other things have raised their head, and one of them is just that there's not quite enough security in terms of how the app is used to verify whether a driver is the correct driver in a vehicle. So more work needs to be done on that front still.
Okay, can they do it in time for the appeal?
That's a good question. I certainly will be asking that. I don't see any reason why not. I mean, Uber, London is one of the 5 biggest markets for Uber. So it's very much in its interest to do it before the appeal. Mm-hmm. How much work that takes, I mean, that's anybody's guess at this point, but it certainly could be months before we know anything even slightly concrete.